Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. It's Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're shivering your tuckus off, we'll be caching in the Northwest. Easy listening. It's going to help people go to sleep this evening.
I'm half asleep already.
Oh.
So there you go. Tonight we're not going to talk about freezing things. I don't know, we might. We're going to talk about, well, anything and everything. They're a package deal. Live audience, what do you want to talk about? Throw it in the chat. We might just throw it on the screen and talk about it. You just never know. We're glad you're here. I'm glad that that guy over there is here and that guy down there who I'm going to introduce, because it's time to bring in our slippery simian. Some say he's the chief officer of the Geocaching Misinformation Corporation. There's a mouthful. Others say he is the original model for the Ken doll. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Anatomically correct, as always.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
There you go. Good to be here. Good to be back. I got to say, I had a very unusual chair dance to start off, because just as you started the podcast, my stupid chair here that I need to replace gave out in part, and I slipped and cramped one of my legs. So I was, okay, don't yell.
Is that what you were doing? I thought you got into the dances early.
No, it was, it's been an interesting evening already over here. All right. Anyways, hey, what we want to do is throw out a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons, who maybe can help me get a new chair.
They support you better than the chair supports you.
The chair is not, I'm perched. I am literally perched on the chair for this episode, and it's going in the rubbish when we're done. Quick reminder, we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep the podcast coming each and every week. And that is Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali sponsors. Hey, you know what? I didn't check for updates. I don't know if they still have the 20% off most products and the trackable for every $25. But you know what? Go to landsharkz.ca and find out for yourself. And maybe you'll browse and find some cool products. Maybe they even have chairs. I don't know. I've got to go and take a look on their website. But thank you, landsharks.ca. Thank you for your support of the podcast. And of course, our other corporate Denali level sponsor, where I'm sure there's a chair shop in Gold Country. Maybe I can even find one on the app. I have downloaded the app. I will go open it again and see what's on there. But Gold Country Geotourism, visit exploregoldcountry.com. Plan your trip to go enjoy the geo tours and the amazing local shops and wonderful people up in Gold Country. So there you go. All right. And if you want to know more about supporting the show, well, let me tell you what to do. You're going to take your mouse just like this, and you're going to move over and do a couple clicks onto the cachingnw.com, a website on the Patreon link. I messed that all up.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
I'm just going
to clickety click.
All right.
Oh, you had me on the edge of my seat. Oh, wait, that's you.
No, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We'll let you in a little bit behind the scenes here. My chair's not doing so well. You know, this is a chair I had from work, and I have to be careful how I sit in it because the screws on one side of the chair are broken. So if I sit straight down, it's fine. If I lean to one side or another, the chair just wants to really just go over, because there's only, out of the 4 screws that hold the seat to the post, there's only 2 screws, and they're all on one side. So it might be a new chair weekend for all of us.
How exciting.
I know. And I'm just waiting for you to do the, who's the guy on Twit there, Wits End?
Leo Laporte.
Leo Laporte. He had one of the bouncy ball chairs. And he's like, "Oh, look, it's developed a small hole," and he was slowly sinking,
And then,
and then it went. He's like, "Oh, this is going to make the show interesting," and down he goes. Oh, yeah, you guys in the chat are too much fun. Wet Coaster says it's going to be cold enough to freeze your Winnebago.
Hopefully you
That's
winterized your Winnebago.
And Brian Lang wants to know if you have any chair recommendations for Land Monkey. Please use the FATAS, hashtag FATAS, right here in the chat to let the monkey know what you like.
Thank you, Chat Lackey. Always looking out for us.
I know we're into the chat early, but
Hey,
you know
why
what?
not?
Exactly, because you guys are good. You've got a good sense of humor. Dora Moore says it's colder than a ticket taker's smile at the Envoy Theater on a Saturday night.
okay, I think there's a story there.
I know. Do we want to know? Does it involve wrestling a bear?
It may.
Limax says it's time for a new branch for the monkey.
Yes. The branch office.
The chair has thrown the monkey.
Indeed.
Or has the monkey jumped the chair? No, wait. The chair has jumped the monkey. I think there might be a shark involved here, too, says Brian.
Could be.
We're off to a good start. Off to a rollicking start. Did you give the hashtags yet, Chris? Did we get
No.
there?
So
Okay.
let's do the hashtags because they're already using them. If you want to get into tonight's show, which you've all asked for an after show, so we're giving you an after show. So use the hashtag FATAS to bring up something for the show tonight.
Wow.
And if you want to, use the hashtag FATAS to bring up something for the after show.
Maybe it's
show.
just for the all show, for the awesome show, for the.
There you go.
Hey, yeah.
And of course, as always, use podcast baking, hashtag podcast baking. We want to know what you're cooking tonight. And let us know what you're sipping with hashtag podcast drinking, because these are things. These have become things because you made them things.
That's right.
We love it.
That's right.
All
Okay. Hey, we've got a little bit of news tonight. I don't know if you knew this, but we tried to cover news on this show. And in fact, we've had some jam-packed shows, and the news has been building up for a little bit. So let's start off with a new tool for county caching. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the official geocachinger app now has the recent addition of county lines on the map on the geocaching.com and the trails map, which is a premium member feature, which I didn't know about. I didn't know there was a trails map. I tend to use open street maps and open cycle maps for trails. I didn't know there was a trails map. So I'm going to have to go look at that. But in either case, there are now county lines on those maps. So for those of you who are eager to do county caching, it's much easier in the app.
Cool. Oh, this is a pretty good. I hadn't read this article. Just skimming through it here. It's even though it's written by Rock Chalk, it's a pretty good article.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Rock Chalk.
Oh,
Well, may have had an opinion. Yeah. All right. Well, that was interesting. All right. Yeah. Cool. So county lines and trails there. Very cool.
Now, I'm looking for Delorum map pages. Put those lines on the map.
Well, I guess it depends what you use to cache, right? So if this is specifically about the geocachinger app. If you use Cachely, I would imagine it's using different maps that probably have those things.
I've not seen them. Let me know. But hey, research department.
Mhm.
That's you guys right now. If you know how to put Delorum map pages, lines or maps or, delineations of some sort onto a Cachely map, I would love to know.
There you go. The chat is crazy tonight.
it is. It's fun.
Chat Lackey's going to be earning his keep tonight. All right. I see there is one piece of feedback here. GC Droid for a year has apparently had county lines. So there you go. Thank you for sharing that. And
That comes from
lots of people talking
Skyhawker.
about their county hunting experiences already. Barlang says GeoGo has county lines also. So there you go. And there we go. Limax. They've been available with offline maps in Cachely.
The county lines, not my wanted Delorum map pages.
Sure.
Okay.
They're probably talking about county lines.
County lines. I'm
Probably
sure
county
that's what
lines.
they're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West
You know,
Coast
It could be alignment for the county.
could
Oh,
be.
sorry.
Wet Coaster said that they have a fine in every county in Prince Edward Island. All 4 of them, according to Barling.
Prince Edward Island is not a big province. It's like
All 3 of them.
it's like Rhode Island, right? So kind of picture it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except
Okay,
it's
I'll
an
take-
actual island.
Except it's actually an island, yeah.
Wits End, your microphone was incredibly low when we started, and now the Googles have decided you should be at the volume you want to be. Could you turn down your volume just a little bit?
Did it finally catch up to me?
Yes.
Is that better?
There you go. That's good right there.
Was Wits
You know-
End a little hot?
We had this problem earlier that sit down at this computer that I use every week for podcasting. All the same gear, all the same settings, and the microphone was abysmally soft, and there was no reason. Every setting in the software everywhere was at full blast, and now it's decided, oh, you actually wanted to be heard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Jeannie says GeoGo has a Delorum overlay.
Well, there you go. Now you got to.
It's time to get an Android. Oh, wait. When's GeoGo coming to the iPhone? Why does nobody ask that?
Because Cachely's on the iPhone?
We need to have Mr. GeoGo back on. Ron.
Yeah. So, okay, since it's a FATAS episode, we can just talk about anything. So, GeoGo, I just installed that on.
It's not the way this works.
Oh,
We
it
can't
does
just
now.
talk about anything. Okay.
Yeah, it does. So on the hashtag geocache road trip we were just on last weekend, we were having challenges trying to get where I go to work. So there you go. Now I can talk about it. Thanks, Barling. And so I thought, well, GeoGo is supposed to, because we're Android users, we're not iPhone users. And I thought GeoGo is supposed to have this like integrated right in. I've heard good things about it. It is a pay for app, but I can splurge, and I'm on a road trip and I really, really want this where I go. So I thought, fine, I'm going to go for it. I installed it. Install was really smooth, worked really easily, fired up really fast. And the integrated Where I Go player, I was pretty impressed. Worked really smooth. So I would love to. Is it Ron, the name of the app?
Yes. He's got a simple last name, but I can't come up with it.
Okay.
Obviously, it's like a four-letter last name, but it doesn't.
Well, I know lots of 4-letter words, but we're not allowed to say them on the podcast.
And we're talking about Ron, I mean.
Yeah. Just.
There you go.
Just.
See, told you 4 letters.
Mm-hmm. You were correct.
First one's a Y.
So
like...
let's invite Ron back on the podcast because I'd love to learn more about how to better use this app I just paid for.
Sounds good.
That's the reason Land Monkey hasn't bought a new chair. He buys too many apps at a whim, and all his free income goes right to the phone.
I'm so impulsive.
And apparently, real geocachers don't use iPhones.
I didn't say it. I'm not arguing it, but I didn't say it.
They use Mapopolis on my Pocket PC.
Mm-hmm.
The good
That's
old
a real
days.
geocacher.
That's what I started with.
Yeah, there's some stories there.
And I was jealous of that.
As one would be.
I liked Mapopolis.
Very, very cool.
Just think if the chair was a subscription service.
Oh, like heated seats in your BMW?
Or your Tesla.
Are they subscription?
Rumor has it. I heard a story about that. Something like that.
Wasn't that the deal with Teslas? Like you can buy a base model Tesla, but basically all the upgrades are there. You just have to pay for them to enable them.
to unlock
How that
them.
works?
It's a series of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Sounds like a challenge.
Okay, so stop the podcast because Starcacher says our Reagan offers a Delorum overlay for geocaching.com's map.
Very cool.
Look at that. It's a JavaScript overlay.
Neat.
So there we go. There's everything I needed to know.
For
Put it on Cachely.
for geocaching.com's map. Oh, okay. So you would use that on the website like through your browser. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out which app you would use that in, but now I get it now.
Yeah, I can't tell you the times I've spent with two web pages open, one geocaching, another one showing me Delorum map pages, and zooming in real time is like, okay, there's a road there. That cache is close to the line, but I think it's in. Yeah, okay. No, Komakino. It's not Ronald Reagan.
It's Reagan.
Reagan.
It's a double R there, yeah.
All right. Do we want to?
No, it's the richer Reagan. This is what I meant. Oh, rich Reagan. Sorry. Apparently, Ronald is the poor Reagan. No? Sorry. You've got news to read, Land Monkey.
I was going to say, don't mind me while I'm grimacing and squirming around here. I'll just the show must go on.
You do that every week.
Chair.
Yeah, it's all of these things. I'm not having a good experience here. Anyhow, moving along. Somebody who had a worse experience than I did in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, PA, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know all state abbreviations, but that one seemed to just make sense. Okay, Dunmore, Pennsylvania. According to WNEP News. Not a good day for somebody here. A man's body was pulled from a storm drain in Lackawanna County. Okay, serious story, but come on, that's got to be like one of the funniest county names.
Lackawanna?
Lackawanna. I mean, yeah, okay.
Like I wanna.
Right? Yeah. Like I want to pull a body out of a storm drain. Okay. Newswatch 16 was there as firefighters lowered ladder into what appeared to be a storm drain. Appeared to be. Well, is it or is it not a storm drain off Interstate 81 in Dunmore? Very poor fact checking in this article. All right. Regardless, the poor person was found dead. They don't have a cause of death yet. But I guess the punchline here is investigators said people geocaching in the area found the body. That's the one thing we never want to find when we're geocaching, right? It's I'm recalling back a couple of years ago when one of our friends and podcast listeners up here in BC found a body while out geocaching and shared that story with us, and we shared it on the podcast. So yeah, it does happen. Limex says he has friends who found bodies while geocaching. Wow. That's worse. Okay.
By the way, that's probably not far from Cheektowaga.
Cheektowaga.
Is that so? That's like there's dancing cheek to cheek, and then there's dancing Cheektowaga.
I don't know.
But oh wait, I don't have to do that.
Two drums and a cymbal fell off a cliff. Yeah. Hey.
This is a high quality podcast.
You're a great crowd. I'll be here all hour.
Sound effect.
Yeah. Well, we definitely took that news story seriously there, and moving right along.
Yeah, let's move on to a different story. Let's go from dead bodies to bees. Mesa, Arizona, I think is what it is. It is a local partnership reinforces the importance of bees in Arizona's agricultural economy. They're important for many agricultural economies, not just Arizona. But this organization called Visit Mesa has partnered with Freeman Farms and international company Alveole, I suppose, to support the bee education and sustainability in what it calls the Fresh Foodie Trail. Yeah, you leave the fresh foodies out and the bumblebees come along. Something like that.
Only after they've been through bee education.
Okay. The new collaboration focuses on sharing Mesa's role in agriculture and sustainability and teaches people how they can do their part to save urban bee colonies. Visitors, well, they can't access the 2 beehives located directly at Freeman Farms, but they can geocache on the farm site as part of Visit Mesa's Fresh Foodie Trail Geo Tour. And who doesn't love a good Geo Tour? The Fresh Foodie Trail links a collection of agricultural and culinary experiences at local farms that weaves visitors through the East Valley with more than 10 stops on the Geo Tour, and it connects visitors to Mesa and the surrounding area's farms and foodie attractions with exclusive collectible stickers representing each farm.
Ooh, stickers.
Stickers, souvenirs, Geo Tours. You help out the population of bees and educate people about their benefits to agriculture. It's a win-win.
Everybody's a winner.
I've been called a wiener.
Honey for dinner.
I've been called a wiener.
Okay, another news story. This one comes from Mizzou engineering students. They compete at a reality hack. A reality hack. Yeah.
So I skim read through this article. Can you explain to me what Mizzou is? It doesn't explain this anywhere in the article.
Missoula State. It's
Missoula State. Missoula is a city.
Yes.
In Montana.
In Missouri. Yes. Is Mizzou Missouri? Missouri.
So okay, hold on. So
Yeah.
Mizzou or Mizzou is like Missouri State University.
University of Missouri is Mizzou, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm tracking. Thank you.
Oh, a new way to decorate your workspace using augmented reality, AR for short. A twist on a geocaching game, an immersive experience that puts users inside the music. For Mizzou, there we go. Engineers participated in MIT's reality hack last month, an international hackathon. Excuse me.
Hairball.
Hackathon focused on extended reality, which is XR, right? And developing novel ways to implement emerging technologies. Now, the team won the best use of spatial audio for Up in the Air, a proposed app that turns your office space into a fantasy setting because, this is definitely going to be better than what you actually see in the office.
Sure.
A user would wear AR glasses, that's augmented reality glasses, if you're keeping up, to overlay virtual objects into physical space. The white walls surrounding you could become a sky with moving clouds, like a window or an ocean view and other whimsical environments. You could navigate the web from a virtual pop-up box next to your monitor. Email message notifications could appear as virtual components matching your chosen theme. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Sure. It's like, can we just go to work and get our job done?
But hold on. Listen to this.
Okay.
But wait,
We
there's
think
more.
this could change the workplace from a plain one to a beautiful fantasy style environment. Another point of it was functionality. How we interact with our phones, tablets, laptops, connecting all the devices together to boost efficiency and bring AR into this device family.
I guarantee that'll boost efficiency. That won't be a distraction from getting the work done at all.
No.
Now, do you want to see why the article is in our podcast?
Yes.
Two of the engineers were on a different team that built AR geocaching, a game in AR using Oculus's 2 pass-through feature. I understand some of those terms, but when you put them all together, I don't know what that means. Essentially,
Oculus is a virtual
Right.
reality headset.
what's the pass-through feature? It allows you to pass your hand right through the headset.
I would imagine it's like allows you to see
And
what's
then
visually in front of you,
augments
like
on top
Maybe
probably
of
it's
has
like
cameras.
maybe it's like a mesh office chair or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
I should look into that.
Right back to the office chairs, are we?
Yeah.
Here we are.
How you doing, Land Monkey? Any cramps?
I had to stand up a few moments ago to stretch out my leg, but other
I
than
thought
that,
you
yeah,
were done and
I'm
walking off the podcast or
That's
something.
it.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm out of here.
Okay, let me get back to the article. Essentially, this is the team of the Mizzou engineers, combine geocaching, which challenges gamers to locate hidden objects using GPS, and the children's scavenger hunt that relies on verbal hot or cold clues. You've all played that, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Bluetooth signals transmitted into the headset, users could get an approximate idea how close they are to the hidden object.
Is that like
they would
Blue's
also
Clues
see,
then? Oh,
yeah, kind of. They would see Bluetooth clues.
okay.
They would see an augmented temperature gauge on top of their physical space, indicating whether they're close to the object, i.e., hot or cold.
Okay.
So, when your boss tells you, go get the Reynolds file, you have to put on your AR headset and go around the office. Nope, pull through that way. Wait. Oh, it's warmer over here. It must be over here.
In the filing cabinet.
Yeah.
There you go. Pastor uses the external cameras on the Oculus, essentially using AR to project virtual objects on the physical area around you. Thank you very much, Carlo.
Okay.
Carlo, you're a nice guy. Thank you.
All right. So it's augmented
He is a nice
reality.
guy. Have you met him?
Yes, I believe I have.
At Geo Woodstock, I bet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Limax says, I play Find the Missing Object when I misplace my pen.
Oh. Or my keys or my phone or
All the things.
GeoGo is going to have AR in version 13.
Oh, I have a friend of mine that just bought that app on a recent road trip.
Yeah.
I should talk to him about it.
Okay.
Oh, cool. What version did you buy?
The version
I'm sorry.
on the
Wits End? What version did your friend buy?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him sometime.
Okay. Make sure you do that.
Yeah.
Dormore doesn't do AR caches anymore ever since a wayward AR gnome stole our car. Right, Land Monkey?
Do you remember the augmented reality caches?
Yes.
HQ put out? Yeah.
I hit a landmark on one of them.
Oh, there you go. That's cool. So I had put one out in the neighborhood as well here. It was a cool idea. It was using AR to kind of, I think most people used AR as a way to kind of have a puzzle element, like a field puzzle element to the geocache. I think it was an interesting idea. It required layering on another application. So that's, I think, where it's really interesting now to have the idea that GeoGo is going to have AR integrated into the app. So cool.
Well, Komakino asked kind of what I wanted to ask. Do they still have those AR caches about? I know they stopped publishing new ones, but they allowed the existing to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the application they were built for, there were two apps that geocaching.com approved of. They gave their blessing for. Ooh, I just hit the microphone trying to bless the apps. One of them was an HP, and I don't remember what the other was. It's been a while.
Shoot, I should know this. I created mine in the other application. I don't know. I don't have my phone. I don't have my non-Apple phone here, so I can't.
Once you're more stable, maybe you can remember.
There you go.
Good luck with that.
Beer and a broken chair, that's going well together.
Not a beer. It's water.
It's liquid death.
Liquid death.
Yeah. It's straight from the Alps.
Meanwhile, everybody in Arkansas says they're all AR caches to them. So, all right. Hey, well, I think we've had plenty of fun with the news. What do you say we have fun with limericks?
I don't think they mentioned dead bodies at all in these limericks.
Well, maybe not these. I'll be willing to bet that somewhere
Challenge accepted.
there is a limerick about a dead body, but that's not really a goal for the evening.
Okay.
Mrs. Gray Melkin told me how to make this thing with my chemistry set, and I speak in limericks all the time. So this is another from Chat GPT. Is this one that you made, Mr. of the Northwest?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I asked ChatGPT to do it.
Yeah. I still have not used the Chat GPT thing. I keep hearing about it, but I just ignored it.
Yep.
Apparently, it's still a thing. Because Chris asked it to write this, and it came up with, there once was a podcast, Caching in the Northwest, with hosts who loved geocaching the best. They roamed through the woods with their GPS goods and shared tales of their finds that boast.
What?
West,
The-
I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work, does it?
You don't have the right accent.
It is ChatGPT, so.
Yeah.
And shared tales of their finds that boost.
Ah,
Maybe if you have a Swedish accent, it works.
maybe. Well, if you don't like the limericks from ChatGPT, and I won't comment one way or the other, how about from a human?
Ooh.
Yeah, good old human here. This is, I think, is this from Limax?
Yes.
Okay, because it says, gentlemen, after hearing the discussion about ChatGPT on the latest episode, trying to do limericks and completely failing, so we know where Limax stands on that, I felt it was my duty to write you some proper limericks about the show. So, written from Limax, he said, here's what he came up with. There were 3 men from the Northwest who podcasted about a cache quest. Remember the 10, so we'll see you again. They implored and beseeched, and they stressed.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's good. Much better than ChatGPT.
Very good.
His rhyme.
Yeah,
And it focuses on caching safely and caching often.
that's right. Use the 10 essentials. Another one he wrote says, Caching in the Northwest is a podcast for the caching biz. The hosts are a riot and keep the folks quiet with their caching analysis.
Do
Well-
we keep the folks quiet? Have you
No.
looked at the chat?
Well, they're audibly quiet, but the chat is extremely active, and we're grateful for that. Let's see, what else do we got? He wrote, this one is a bit of a throwback for the people that remember back in the day, because it says, a bad cop, a tech, and a monkey thought a podcast would be funky. Geocaching, they cried, is our joy and pride. Discussing it makes them act spunky.
No arguments on that one. That's a
Okay.
good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Colin Keenan says, I should make
there you
one
go.
of those.
Next we're
Keep
gonna
that
have
by the end of the show and we'll read it.
hashtag podcast limerick. I sense it coming. Let's see. So finally, he says, I showed this to Piffle Bear, who helped me clean them up a little, and then she had to get in on the act. So from Piffle Bear, it says, there was a podcast about caches by 3 men who sat on their ashes. Chris muses and quips and gives caching tips, while the rest talk about some great stashes.
Nice.
So I think it's
Yes.
good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks, Limax.
The most stashed podcast there is on geocaching.
Something.
Yes. That's great. Piffle Bear and Limax, thank you very much for submitting those. That was a lot of
Absolutely.
fun. And I'm just barely sitting on my ashes tonight. So,
And soon that chair will be a pile of ashes.
one
Yes,
can only
exactly.
hope. Too
There
funny.
you go. Podcast Limerick. I told you that hashtag was coming.
There you go. Just Carlos says, I used ChatGPT to write me a 45-minute lesson plan scaled for 5 to 7-year-olds to learn about GPS and geocaching. It needed some editing, but I was impressed. I had my wife write a lesson plan, and it came up with exactly the right format that she needs, with all the points that teachers have to do these days. I can't tell you what they are because that would be embarrassing if I can't remember. But anyway, I'm impressed with what it did. I just read today that people are using it to do the heavy lifting of writing a resume for them. It takes some editing, but
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I should just give a little more respect to our robot overlords before they
it's coming.
Did I say
It's
overlords? I meant protectors.
Exactly.
Be nice to the AI. It's coming for you.
Resistance is futile.
Well,
Do you know what? We've
What?
gone a few minutes now into the show, but we actually do have a topic
A
tonight,
couple.
right? We have an idea of something we can talk about.
we have a wow icon from Facebook that is I've never seen that come up on the screen before.
Oh, yes, we do. Huh.
How interesting. How distracting for me. All right. For someone who's
There you
already easily distracted.
Keith says, respect the bots.
Indeed.
And Brian Lang says, if you're nice to the AI, you won't be first to go in the uprising.
The first
You will
against the
eventually
wall.
go,
Yeah.
but you won't be the first.
I mean, they need batteries, right? So,
Exactly.
all right. Walking
And
meat
remember,
sack batteries. Okay. We had another geocaching blog entry that we were gonna maybe run through here if we
had time.
if
And
we
we have
moved on from AI poetry. So recent, in fact, I think it was today that was published, but they were saying whether it's your 5th cache or your 500th cache, and maybe even more than 500, although coincidental, this is our 499th episode, 500th episode next week. Hey,
Woo-hoo.
Chris, what's going on for the 500th episode?
I don't. Do we have a topic for the 500th episode? We are going to be at a theater. Yes, we're going to be at the Blue Mouse Theater, which this building is over 100 years old, or 100 years this year, I should say. It's a 100-year-old building in Tacoma, north end of Tacoma. We've got lots of people coming. If you come, I'll buy you a popcorn and a soda because that's what you need when you go to the movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
What a nice
So
guy.
come on in. And, Limax says he's finally eating his dinner. I could get you a popcorn and soda next week. You don't need anything more than that.
Awesome.
And we'll have an event before. So 7:45, right? I know geocachers are going to be early. So, I can't get into the theater until 7:30. So I figured, they'll be there then.
There's some
They'll
caches
probably be
waiting
there.
right now.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be there
Camped
at
out overnight.
Yeah.
on the door. Is there an event here? And at 9:00, we will go live with the podcast, and you'll get to see behind the scenes, probably up on the biggest screen you're ever going to see a podcast on.
Yeah, we're sorry about that in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
Fun. Looking forward to that. I will not be able to physically be there, but I will be there electronically on the big screen.
Bigger than life.
Just doesn't get any worse than that. Eh? All right.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive, yeah. And hopefully with a new chair, so I won't be precariously
Ooh.
perched for the entirety of the episode.
You'll be well seated.
As will the audience.
Aha, ba-dum-bum.
You have a button for that.
I
Tonight
forget.
it is.
Comedic timing. That's perfect. That's better. All right. Well, the blog article we were talking about before I railroaded us down a different topic.
But you railroaded us well, because I was just going to say, did we want to throw the GC code out for the event
Ooh,
next
idea.
Thursday night?
Good idea. Do you have that? handy?
Love to. What
I
is
don't
that?
have it handy, but I figured the person that created it would, or the research department would. I bet it starts with a GC, and then there's
Yep.
like a number that's spelled out and embedded in other numbers or something like that. No.
You'd think
Okay.
I'd be able to find, there it is,
I
the
thought
cache
you'd
on
have
your
it right there.
dashboard so quickly.
What is that GC code there?
Why, of course it would be off the screen. Hang on. It would be GC A4TES, or I'm sorry, TE5. Wow, I can't even read. So GC Alpha 4 Tango Echo 5.
Yes, see, so there's an 8 spelled out embedded in the 4-5. Okay, it's the wrong 8, but it's the way my twisted brain remembers things. Only not well enough. Anyway, maybe we should just go on to whatever Land Monkey was going to talk about, because I just
That's all right.
botched that horribly.
I see that it's come up in the chat as well, which
Okay.
is great. So folks will be able to reference that. And definitely, just use your geocaching app or the website and search. What would be the keyword to search for? Caching in the Northwest? 500?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yes. Or GCA4TE5.
Well, yeah, but if you didn't have the GC code handy,
I'll
you
search
if you
for
forgot it.
500th episode because I have to imagine there aren't a lot of caches with that in the name.
No, they're probably not. So there you go. It'll narrow it down. At least one's in Washington State. All right. Well, our folks, our friends at HQ remind us it's never a bad time to brush up on your best practices for finding and logging geocaches. So they had just a handful of tips that we thought we would run through with y'all. I think these are always good reminders. The first is sign the physical logbook and log the cache in the app or website, which is kind of how the game is played. I think for new cachers, sometimes that's not really clear. Because it's like these two distinct things you do, and it's like you're signing the logbook, physically signing the logbook, stamping it, writing in it, whatever, to illustrate, yes, I was at that cache. I actually found the cache, and then the logging it online is how you get your points. So they say it's a 2-step process. Make sure to do both steps, and then a reminder. This is, I think, a good reference to our glow that we do. In your online log, describe your experience of making the find and feel free to get creative. So I think that's what we always encourage with the geocaching log of the week, is we like to see a little bit of creativity.
Exactly.
Very much.
Now, the next thing, if you're going to have good geocaching etiquette, we've talked about this before, but practice your CETO skills. So, you know those grocery bags that you have that here in Washington State you pay for? And day before the law, they were absolutely free. Day after the law, you had to pay for them. I'm not bitter. So now that you've had to pay for them, you're going to hold on to them a little longer. So hold on to those. Pick and go out on the trails. And as you're going out to find that geocache, and sign the physical log, because if you don't on a physical cache, it doesn't count. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
Virtual, I'll let you get away with that. Earth cache, okay. But on a traditional and a multi, you got to sign them. Anyway, pick up some stuff on your way, some trash, because people are nasty and dirty, and they throw things around. Now, sometimes it could just drop out of their pack accidentally. It happens. But be nice. Practice your CETO skills.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say about
that. Keep the game board clean.
Yeah, it's our.
So we can all enjoy the caching. That's right.
We haven't moved to another planet yet. Yeah. And in fact, I mean, we're exploring Mars, and look at all the garbage we've already left there.
Well, I was going to say, speak for yourself about moving to another planet. There's a reason I can't make it to Tacoma in time for the episode.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So there's only one planet, but there used to be two types. When you talked about grocery bags, there used to be two types.
Oh yeah.
You'd go to this check stand, and the bagger would say, "Do you want paper or plastic?" And I'd say, "I don't care, you pick." And he said, "Oh no, beggars can't be choosers."
Chris, push the button. You need more practice at this.
I was going to say, I'm trying to throw some softball so he can get his button pushing finger all.
Hold on. Okay.
Now, say the joke again now.
Maybe you should be.
That's probably more appropriate. All right. Well, the next tip, so you don't hear that sound the next time you go in the cache, is just not where it's supposed to be, is replace that cache exactly where you found it. It seems obvious, right? But every now and then someone will go, "Hey, this is a better spot over here. I hit it better than I found it. I don't think that's the best spot. I think it should go." Okay. Whether it is a better spot or not a better spot, if you didn't hide the cache, you don't get to pick where it goes. You get to put it back right where the cache owner intended it to be.
I think there's one exception to that rule, and it happens rarely, but every once in a while, if you arrive at ground zero and the cache is like sitting out in the open, like,
yes,
clearly somebody found it and forgot to put it back, or a muggle found it and was like, "What is this thing?" and then just left it there. In that scenario, read the hint, read the description, how was it intended to be hidden?
Yes, that's
you
a good.
probably will be able to go, okay, I will put it, behind this tree or something, right? But
You know,
I think
dear
that's the only
geocache guy might just sign it and pitch it off into the brush.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that guy.
as one does.
And if there's a whole group of people caching together, whoever actually physically found the cache, picked it up, should be the one to replace it, because really they're probably the only one that knows exactly how it came out, or
Yes, exactly.
what it was under, or what was hiding it. So yes, put it back the way you found it, so somebody else can come along and enjoy the hide, enjoy finding it just as much as you did.
Here's some. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, BC Rockcrawler says it happens all the time with one of his urban caches. Fair
Mhm.
enough. I was looking at IHAM's statement, which is a good follow-on to what I was saying there. You can bring that up, Chris. Yeah. It says, if you do replace a cache that was sitting out in the open, send a private message to the cache owner, just to say, hey, I found your cache sitting out in the open. Here is where I put it. And maybe even just snap a picture, because it's easy to attach that to a private message in geocaching.com. That is excellent advice. Thank you, IHAM.
Yeah, because the cache owner would know if that was appropriate or not, or what they intended.
Oh,
Dora
my
Moore
gosh.
says, I found a cache 82 meters, which is like, 864 feet, I think,
Yeah.
from ground zero a couple of weeks ago. We think it was dislodged by a critter and floated down a stream.
Oh my gosh. How would that is quite an expanded search radius of 82 meters. That sounds like there's a story behind that as well. But
You're not looking for it after in a search radius of 82 meters.
not usually.
At that point, it's, what is this on the trail? I found one of Ojoy's caches. I went in, it was a little park, and it was supposed to be hidden in the bushes, but it was laying in the middle of the park, open, all the content spilled out. Okay, well, luckily everything was still there. Well, the log was still there, the lid was still there. I could put it back together. And then, just like IHAM said, I messaged the cache owner, Ojoy in this case, and said, hey, I found this. I sent her a picture. This is the condition it was in. This is where I hid it.
There you go. Yes.
Andy Plant says, I tried to hide it gooder than before. Life motto, don't be great, just be gooder.
Okay.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Starcasher says, Tuesday. I was heading, Tuesdays must be the sister of Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Addams Family daughter.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. I was heading to an event and saw someone walking behind a guardrail with a phone out. He was he was by one of my geocaches. I turned around and stopped nearby and helped him find his second cache.
Nice.
Oh,
Well done.
congratulations.
That's cool. Very cool. Yeah. If someone's brand new to the game, some of these hides will be tricky for them for sure.
Well, this one from Van Isle Lady, obviously there's a story here. I'm just guessing, right? An extremely small, minuscule purple ribbon you cannot find does not explain how it was hidden.
Okay.
I know exactly what she's talking about. That's funny. All right. Kitty Quest has a little bit of FATAST trivia there before I jump into the next bullet item from the blog.
Oh, hashtag FATAST trivia.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a new hashtag we're using.
She says, if I did the math correctly, 10.4% of the caches in the Yukon are earth caches, compared to 0.9% in British Columbia. I would imagine Washington's probably similar to like less than 1%. But that's pretty good. I like that. 10.4% of the cache is in the Yukon. Time for another geocache road trip to the Yukon.
What's the percent of virtuals to regular caches in Washington, D.C.?
No idea. But yeah, probably something similar in alignment, because there's a lot of virtuals in D.C.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, back to the blog article. A reminder about trackables. So if you find a geocache that has trackables in it and you want to help move those little critters along, there's just a few important steps. First, confirm that you can help the trackable with its particular mission or destination. Now, again, TB Scan, great app for doing that. I understand some of the other geocaching apps have
Cachely has that feature built in, as does GeoGo. Just
okay.
had to spit that out there. Go ahead.
Perfect. Good to know. So yeah, we'll have those two developers on soon, and they can tell us all about it. But I often, if I have data, will scan the TB just to see, okay, is there any point in me picking this up, or is it intended to, like, I'm on a road trip, so case in point, this past weekend, I'm on a road trip, I'm in Washington. Is this trackable trying to just stay in the area it's in, or, is it trying to move somewhere where I can help it? We found one that's trying to move north. Like, well, we're going to move it north. All right.
That qualifies. Yeah.
So that works out well. So that's a good thing. Sometimes people are really helpful, and they'll have tags attached, like paper tags or laminated tags attached. Those don't always last, but it's a good idea to at least try and start it with the mission as obvious as possible. So yeah, it also says that information is available on the trackable page. Try and move the trackable to a new cache as soon as you can. Trackables are meant to move. Trackable owners love to see their trackables getting closer to the goal. So yeah, all good advice. I want to throw out another one here. I'm going to get on a soapbox for a minute, because this is a pet peeve of mine. If you pick up a trackable in a cache and it shows that it is in the hands of somebody, don't just grab it from them. Message the person that says it's in the hands of, and say, hey,
that's so much work.
I just picked up this trackable. Did you forget you have it, or have you not had a chance to drop it yet? It's that simple. Just do that, because this happens to me fairly often, because we generally cache by GPS. We'll drop a trackable somewhere. By the time we get home and go to log it, someone's grabbed it from the inventory, and now it won't show that it traveled to where it is. So really annoys me. So I just want to say, officially on the record, if you Limax, well, you didn't do it to me, Limax, so you're okay in my book still. He says he made that mistake many years ago. But just, if you pick up a trackable and it says it's in somebody's hands, just message the person. Please be a good person. Do this. Make me happy. All right.
You won't like him when he's angry.
You won't care if I'm angry, but just be a nice person.
White Coaster said there's still a trackable in my New Year's Day event. I have no idea who has it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes they just fall in the bottom of the backpack, right? We know that happens.
All is quiet on New Year's Day.
So, just Carlo says an experimental feature on the geocaching app lets you see caches with trackables in them. Helps to check if it's a mission ahead of time. Helps check its mission ahead of time.
There you go. Good idea.
Also noticed on the geocaching app that it will show the number of favorite points if it's over a certain level. I don't know what that level is, and I don't know when that got turned on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I think that's a recent addition.
It is.
Could be wrong.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. How are we doing?
The passion, the conviction.
It's definitely passion. Definitely passion. That is a pet peeve of mine when people do that. It just drives me nuts. And it happens often enough that I felt I needed to say something.
Well, let's expand on this a little bit and see how deep this passion goes.
Okay.
So
let's poke the monkey and see what happens.
Yeah. He's going to fall off his chair.
If you have poo, fling it now.
Okay, so you find a trackable in a geocache. You go to log it, and it says it's in another cache.
What do you do? Another cache. Well, that's different. That's different. And that means somebody didn't actually pick it up and move on. If it says it's in another cache, what I would say is...
Oh, it got picked up and moved on because you found it in a different place.
Right. But it didn't get picked up into somebody's inventory is what I'm saying. So what I would say in that scenario is dip it, like grab it into your inventory. Then if it says it's in a different cache, you've got it. Then it's not saying it's in somebody's hands. It's saying it's in a different cache.
Yeah.
Pick it up and dip it in the cache you found it in, because now it'll get the mileage that it actually got. So that's what you do. I got all the answers tonight.
Okay, what about this one? This might just be a statement from Limax. I fell victim to the magnetic travel bug when I was in Canada. So I grabbed it, put it in my inventory. When I was able to rid myself of it, no one else grabbed it. I finally put it in a virtual.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand that statement. The magnetic travel bug when I was in Canada.
I think it's just a travel bug you can't get rid of. It's stuck to you.
Oh, I see. Like a large one or something?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I bet it's actually a magnetic, like a car, big magnetic, I want to say a sticker, right? But
like a trackable sticker, a decal.
Magnetic trackable that they put on the car. And, what do you do with it? Yeah, it might be a big magnet.
Could be.
There you go.
I did which one was it I had that I grabbed a trackable out of a cache, and then I got a nasty private message from somebody that says, no, you don't have that one. I have it. Figure it out. And I looked and I said, no, I have it.
You won't be able to see it, but I've got it right here in the shape of Hawaii.
Yeah, and I sent a picture of it. Apparently somebody had released numerous travel bugs all with the same tracking code on them. So that was that was fun.
It was from a 2015 meet and greet. It is acrylic, so it just etched numbers. And apparently, this is a Hawaii meet and greet 2015. And they put a bunch of these out, all with the same, doesn't matter what I do, you can't see it.
Nope.
With the same tracking number on it.
Yeah.
And they thought that was a good idea. Well,
no.
Guess what? That's very confusing.
It is, yeah. So Limax says it was a magnetic travel bug that's meant to be stuck on cachers' cars. There you go.
At that point, just stick it on any car at random.
Yeah. you could do that, but I don't think that's how the game is supposed to be played.
Oh, okay.
So Van Owl Lady brings up another interesting scenario here on this topic. It says, if the cacher who has the TB in their possession, so you physically have it in your possession, has not yet logged. Oh, no, I think she means inventory. If the cacher who has the TB in their inventory has not yet logged the cache that you found the trackable in. So okay, I get what she's going here. So she's saying, okay, so Chris, you go to a geocache, there's a trackable, you pick up the trackable like it's in your hand, and you go to log it into your inventory, but you notice, somebody has it in their inventory. Should I grab it from them? No, don't.
Huh.
And what Van Owl Lady is saying is that's a good indication, or
check and see if that person has logged the cache you just pulled it out of first.
What Jim said.
Yeah.
Chris, just stop grabbing trackable.
Chris finds that and he says, oh, look, it says it's in Witsend's hand. I wonder if Witsend is, Witsend hasn't logged this cache yet. He must not have had a chance to yet. I think I'll be mean and grab it from him. That's what Chris would do.
I wouldn't be mean. I'm going to help him. Here, let me help him move this along. He obviously has forgotten about it. So let me just take it away from him.
There's like a little flow chart. Found cache. In somebody's possession? Yes. Is it land monkey? Yes. Don't take it. No, take it. No, that's not it.
You guys. Oh, man.
Poke the monkey.
Yes.
Yeah. Van Owl Lady, thank you. That was a good example, Van Owl Lady, and a good point that if they haven't logged the cache yet, they probably haven't dropped it yet.
Yeah.
All right. Seaback Tribe.
Oh, it sounds like the same thing that she said happened to me. I had a travel bug in the hand, and then another cacher logged it and stated they were moving it along. It took a bit to figure out it was a duplicate tag.
Yeah, that happened.
So, yes.
Ooh. Yeah.
Sounds like same as mine, yeah.
Yeah. IHAM says, of course, you have the folks that wait months to log a cache.
Yes.
I actually saw a new log for GC12 today on my watch list. That was a fine for August. Oh, yes.
I'll tell you, yeah.
And it's even longer for travel bugs that people found
Yes.
my travel bug in Abbotsford or something.
Yeah, I was going to say there's caches, particularly virtuals and earth caches up here in BC that are still getting logs. It's slowed down now, but right up through Christmas, I was still getting logs on things.
Weekly, I still see logs, either on my trackable items or geocaches that I'm watching in the area.
Yeah, I think I got one just last week from Geo Woodstock.
Mm-hmm. And, some of the trackables are like, hey, I saw this on my road trip to the 2 big summer events.
Yeah.
Well, which summer event? I was at both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The event.
Okay. Star Cacher says, I'm currently logging caches I found on February 2nd. Hey, Star Cacher, that's okay. You're in the same month.
Yeah.
Now, if it was from January or December, we might get on your case a little bit, but you're fine.
Yeah.
By the way, you've only got 5 days left, so get all those logged for this month, or we'll get on your case in March. But you've got grace right now, a whole 5 days.
There you go. Very cool. All right.
One more. Jeannie says, I tried to put a magnetic travel bug on my rental car hood since I was backed into the parking spot, but the hood was plastic.
Yeah. I found that with our Jeep. There's so much of the body that is not ferrous metal.
Yeah.
Aluminium or carbon fiber, or
I think carbon fiber, a lot of it. Yeah.
Or cotton if you have a Trabant.
So like a trebuchet?
Something.
All right. Well, geez, we've run the hour out, and we're still chatting.
What a great
but guess what? You know what I should have done at the beginning?
No.
I should have played this.
The after show.
Should have.
Oh, let's start all over. Let's just pretend this never happened.
Okay. Should I do like GCD and then you'll hit that? No.
Yeah, I got it right here. Wait, which button is that again?
But he doesn't know how to push buttons. That's a different one.
Too funny.
Oh, folks, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. Komakino. Just no.
Settle down.
No. Just not allowed.
We're just trying to start it over again like we did.
Oh, too funny. That's
there was a little glitch or something involved.
That's the glitch. Yeah. All right. Well, we want to take a moment to thank our corporate Denali level sponsors. That is Landsharks, LANDSHARKZ.
Easy for you to say.
Not tonight. And Gold Country Geotourism. They are our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. They're shipping those online orders daily and for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures and two geotours. Check out exploregoldcountry.com and download the app today. Folks, I want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters, not only Landsharks and Gold Country Geotourism, but also Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and hey, we were talking about you earlier, Cachly, the geocaching app. And if you want to know more about supporting this show, well, click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website and help support getting the monkey a chair.
I think he ought to squat the entire show.
No.
Let's make the monkey squat. Who wants to make the monkey squat one show?
There's
just one.
It just doesn't sound right.
No. Get a standing desk instead.
Anyways.
No, that's more expensive than a chair. I'll get you a big rubber ball. Okay. Let's say thank you to people like Antaeus,
Flagman,
Ackerdoc,
Kitty Quest,
Boomer 365,
Fairwood West.
Those two names line up more than you think they should. Completely random sort there. Okay. Hey, how about poetry extremist Limax,
Keats 94,
Logwork,
B Pendragon,
Sege Hove.
If you're a spilly drinker, you're going to have a wet coaster.
Speaking of spilly drinkers, Wino Seattle,
LG 9000,
Someone from one of my favorite places to visit, Whidbey Island, gal.
And active in the chat, Camp Clan.
CRS 98.
GSM ×2.
My favorite underground guy, Subway Mark.
MNerf.
Ari 54321.
MC3 Cats.
RAR 285.
Ooh, new.
New one, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kid Vegas 19.
Terrible Lunch, great person, gas station tuna.
Trexzer.
Kev MacD.
Channel Barb.
Doramore.
Green Words.
Hey, you, Dak.
Peach of Washington.
GeoNav Pro.
Just finding our way.
Seebeck Tribe.
It's not the L car. It's not the E car. It's the J car.
Does the J car require an e-ticket?
Yes.
Okay. And then Donners.
How about Genies?
How about Korsgat?
Tick Magnet.
You Talks to Rocks.
Sprouter.
Team Noltex.
Skyhawker.
Al Robrick.
And geocaches.
Yes, she does.
Yes, yes, yes.
Folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. You've done it for 499 shows. So thank you so much. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. You can do that next week. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fabulous, fast, fantastic 5-star review. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or buy Land Monkey a chair any time of the day or night. Just have it shipped to him. Amazon knows where he lives. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Join us live every Thursday, especially next Thursday. You can join us live at 9 p.m. Pacific, 7:45 for an event ahead of time, for a live show and even livelier chat. The show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2023 by Chris Umpenauer and folks. I ask you to stay tuned. Wait, should I? For the after show, because
The after show.
Folks have been staying tuned already. Hey, Kitty Quest went and did the math that we were asking about.
Oh, nice.
I broke it.
You did. Out of 1,061 total caches in Washington, D.C., 53 are virtuals. That's a pretty high percentage.
I thought it would be higher, to be honest.
That's pretty good.
So what is the math on that one? Where's Limax when we need them?
Yeah.
What is that, 5% or something like that? I don't know.
Roughly.
Yeah.
I think that's a close
Yeah,
enough.
exactly.
4.8. There you go.
Okay. I guesstimated 5 in my head.
That's rounded up very nicely.
Rounding error, yeah.
There you go. 5% virtuals. Very cool. Star Caches is a lot of Earth caches there too.
Caches also, yeah. And Limax is busy writing limericks these days. He's moved into words instead of numbers.
Perfect. Good stuff. All right. Well, this was a fun episode. I'm looking forward to it being over so I can get out of this chair and go throw it in the garbage.
Let's keep it going then.
Yeah, well, now let me ask you something. Let's get into a deep topic here. Yeah.
All right.
There goes Land Monkey. Yeah,
No,
Land Monkey. That's
I'm
what you
still
should do.
podcasting. I'm just not sitting on this piece of crap anymore.
That looks so much better.
There you go. All right. Hey, everybody.
Maybe if we're lucky, this will become the screenshot for the episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's possible.
Quality podcasting, folks.
Okay. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. Until next week, where you can join us in person at the Blue Mouse Theater. Get out and get caching. in the Northwest.